When a Buddhist monk self-immolated in 1963 in Vietnam, then President John F. Kennedy said no news picture in the world has ever generated this much emotion in history. It has widely been speculated that that image and the act of self-immolation changed US foreign policy towards Vietnam forever. This protest was done against the oppressive South Vietnamese government that was US-backed at the time and the oppressive policies that they had against Buddhist people in general. When Russian journalist Irina Slavina self-immolated in protest against the Russian government, Western journalists called this the final wake-up call, the final rallying cry. It was dubbed a stoic self-sacrifice. Her last message was, "For my death, I ask you to blame the Russian Federation." And now we have not one, but two protests of self-immolation against the ongoing genocide in Palestine. But American news outlets are already trying to call this like an act of self-harm, an act of suicide. They're trying to dismiss this as a mental health crisis. Every single other time we see self-immolation for what it is, which is an extreme act of protest. It's the most moral thing you can ever do. People have been keeping track on Twitter of every single news outlet that has come out speaking about Aaron Bushnell, and they cannot seem to tell you why he did it. Because for them to tell you why he did it is to admit that he was protesting against an oppressive regime, just like in Vietnam and just like in Russia. We fundamentally cannot let this happen, not only for Aaron's legacy and his family and the ultimate sacrifice that he made, but the fact that this is literally the second time already that this has happened. If a monk doing this in 1963 can change US foreign policy, surely a US soldier doing this in 2024 in America can change US foreign policy.